And what is up, my magic miscreants? Risen Dragon here with another fun deck tech for you. 5th day in a row we're doing a video, and today we're going to look at a deck that I saw MBacons. Check him out. Capital M, capital B, Akins. He did an Izzet Turns deck, and I was like, ooh, this looks fun. I'm going to try it out. Not only did I try it out, but man, is this a fun deck to play. But I am going to share. It's kind of like that scene in Anchorman where Paul Rudd breaks out the Panther Musk. And it's like, 60% of the time it works every time. So it's a deck you have to have a little bit of finesse with. It's a deck that you have to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing. To an extent, it is a fun deck. Certainly not one that I would recommend for beginners, but yet here I am playing it. So let's get into it. So basically the deck revolves around this card right here, Alchemist's Gambit, which is take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, damage can't be prevented. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. So you gotta make sure you're executing this for its cleave costs. So how can we get it there? Well, let's check it out. We are gonna start off with Light Up the Night. This is a card that can deal X damage to any target. It deals X plus 1 damage instead if that target is a creature or a planeswalker. It does have Flashback, which is remove X loyalty counters from among planeswalkers you control. If you cast this spell this way, X can't be 0. Okay, we're running Experimental Augury because we are running a deck. We are running some cards with counters in it. So one of the things we're going to look at with Experimental Augury is the not only setting up our draws, but also our proliferate stuff as well. And speaking of proliferate, we're running Thrumming Bird. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, we proliferate. It has flying. Now this is where MBacons went a little bit of a different path. He put in Volt Charge, which you're going to see is in our sideboard. I'm putting in Chromehost Seed Shark. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. The incubator is tap 2 and transform it. Basically, this really plays into the Thrumming Bird, the Experimental Augury. It plays into a lot of things because if you look at our stats, we are running 10 instants, 9 sorceries, 4 artifacts, 3 planeswalkers. So let's do some quick math. That's 26 non-creature cards that we're running. So I think Chromehost Seed Shark absolutely fits well in this build. We're running Thirst for Discovery just so we can gain some card value, some draw. Then we have to discard 2 unless we discard a basic land, which is fine because we're running 16 of them. We're running 3 Into the Fires. It can do one of 2 things. One, it can deal 2 damage to each creature, planeswalker, and battle, or put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many plus 1. So this is a really good card to have to set up our draws. Now, Mind Splice Apparatus. This is where the Alchemist's Gambit comes into play here. Because at the beginning of your upkeep, you put an oil counter on it, and instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each oil counter on Mind Splice Apparatus. Get the picture? Okay. Now also, too, we are running Big Score. As an additional cost to the spell, discard a card. And then, of course, you draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens. So we can get a lot of value out of this. Now, speaking of value, he's running Urabrask, I am too. This is kind of a cool card, okay? But I'm going to share, it's kind of like our insurance, okay? It's not really the build around in this deck. And you'll see with a lot of my decks, I run a lot of cards that are flexible, okay? And it has flexible strategies to it because you don't want just one particular strategy. This deck can beat you in a lot of different ways, but Urabrask. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent. Add 1 mana. And for 1 red mana, we exile Urabrask, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. We activate only as a sorcery, and only if we've cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn. And it transforms into the Great Work, which means it deals 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. The second chapter is we create 3 treasure tokens, and then the third chapter is until the end of turn, you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, and then we exile the Great Work, and it becomes Urabrask. Okay, now, Chandra Hope's Beacon. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, so again, really, really flexible build here. But back to Chandra. add 2 mana. Her +2 is add 2 mana in any combination of colors, or 1, exile the top 5 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from among those exiled cards. And the -X is Chandra Hope's Beacon, deals X damage to up to 2 targets. So, really fun card to have in our sideboard, because we do best of 3. We are doing 3 Make Disappears, 2 Burn Down the Houses, 1 Syncopate. We originally were running Syncopate in place of the Seed Shark, but I was finding I was discarding it a lot more than I was actually using it. So we're keeping that in there. Light Up the Night, and 1 more copy of that. 2 Negates, 3 Abrades, and 3 Volt Charges. So this is my take on an Izzet Turns deck. Yeah, I did a Jeskai Turns deck, and we really didn't get a lot of extra turns on it. This one I found to be a little bit more consistent, but again, it's not just a turns deck. It's a deck that is really flexible. It can beat you in a bunch of different ways. For those of you that are new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and then we do a best of 3, just so you can see how the deck functions in both of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the Izzet Turns games. We are against Kutu Muke for our best of 1 matchup. This one's okay because we can filter stuff with our experimental augury, and then we can put down a Urabrask if we find that 3rd land. This one's okay. Not great, but okay. Honestly, I'm going to share, I think this deck is a better best of 3 deck, just because there's more flexibility to it. But that's just me. And are we against mono red? Yeah, we're against mono red. That's going to be, I think. We're also probably going to want to look at... oh, okay, that helps. So what we do is this. We do that. We're going to have to withstand some stuff here, but I think we're going to be... yeah, I don't know how good a shape we're going to be in. Alright, so it's a prowess deck. Okay. That's helpful. You know what's also helpful? This. There we go. Alright, cool. So, you get that. Another Kenra Spell Spear. Okay, cool. Let's see. Urabrask is going to come down. I'll try to find Urabrask you out there, Shay. Now, Kenra... okay, they're going to have an Obliterating Bolt, probably. Or they have something that's going to take out Urabrask. But it does have First Strike, so... okay, Phoenix Chick. Okay, so you're going to go over the top. That's fine. How much can they really do here, though? That's First Strike. I'm gonna block it. And if they take out my Urabrask, that's totally fine because I've got... okay, we're gonna go to a bonus best of 1 then. We are against Praise the Sun for our best of 1 matchup. Oh, yeah, I think we keep it. Okay, so that's alright. So now we can start, you know, Chrome Host Seed Shark is actually not a bad play, too. We're not going to do Light Up the Night quite yet. Do the Seed Shark first. That's where the shark comes in. Right? Boom. Faithful Absence. Sacred Fire? No? What do we got, kids? It's a Boros build. Gotta have something here. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, doo-da, doo-da. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, oh, doo-da day. Let's do this. Big score. We're going to discard... Light Up the Night. Yeah, we do Light Up the Night. Here we draw some cards. Cool. Excellent stuff. Boom. Discard those cards. So now we can look at Chandra coming in theory. What do they have? By invitation... oh, it's a Resurrector deck. Gotcha. Alright, so here comes an Invoke Justice. Yep, there it is. Okay, so Itali comes down. Okay, what did they hit? They hit a Thrumming Bird. Okay. So they'll take the Thrumming Bird and the Angel Fire Ignition. Oh my god. That is a beastly deck right there. Woo-wee. Oh my. Well then. Yeah, so they're going to gain a bunch of life here. Yeah, that's no fun. This might be a problem. I think we go with this. We might be dead. We might be dead here, kids. So I think what we do is this. Add 2 mana of any color combo. Let's do this and that. Let's do... Can I can't do experimental augury. I gotta do experimental augury. I gotta do it. Sure, I'll take that. Add those. And Into the Fire's not the worst. Okay, we might be okay to an extent, but they've got the extra... No, we're dead. Alright, let's go the best of 3. That's a fun deck. You know, that one was... You know, these Resurrector decks are fun. But anyways. Alright, let's go the best of 3. We are against Prince Vegeta 740. We'll go first. And we'll mulligan. And this one's not much better, but we're gonna go with it. Do I ditch a land, though? Yeah, I ditch the land, because we've got the augury, and we can just ship for stuff. Oh, are we against a... And that's an instant, so I think we're going to let that simmer for a minute. See what they do. Okay. With the augury. Let's at least see what they do if they counter this. Big score helps. Now, gonna hold off on the Seed Shark because they've left this up. So I'm gonna say no, we're not gonna do that. Interesting. Okay, they're still holding up stuff. We're gonna hold our play too. This is like a staring contest. Play something, right? Okay, cool. Now, big score. They counter it, I'm okay with this, because what ends up happening next is I can at least get the seat. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's almost like a teamer spells build, which I like. That's cool. So let's see, Seed Shark, cool. I think I do want to get rid of the Iconoclast. Because that could get too big. And I thought of running the Iconoclast in this deck, but it's just like, I think it's just a little bit too clunky, to be completely honest. I was not... And you're going to do Fires of Victory. Yeah, okay. Wow, alright. That was another card that I considered because of the fact that it is an Izzet themed thing. I mean, that certainly does... That Jace? Okay, fun.
For the sake of Phyrexia, I will keep watch.
Cool.
You can be made to obey.
That will go nicely. Alright. So, we shall see what Prince Vegeta decides to do. Interesting. If you've cast it on... Huh. Interesting. Okay. Haven't seen that one yet. Okay, they are leaving up the 2 mana, so... Gotta be somewhat careful here. Big score. Yeah, I'm gonna have to discard Chandra, but that's... Oh, okay. Can get that. Sure. We'll activate that ability. We'll transform it. No attacks. Sahili. Interesting.
Don't
Okay.
worry.
She's gonna
I'll
create
have
some
this fight
doctors,
over
I'm
in a
sure.
flash.
Yep. With haste. That's fine.
Two beauties coming at you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll block that one, because we don't have to... Okay. Cool. Nice. So they have Strangle in there too, huh? They went for another Jace. Okay. Thrumming Bird. I mean, it's not the best, but, you know, that's what it is. Oh. Yeah, you know, and I think we're going to say good game and move on to the second one. So now this deck is really not doing what I thought it would do, but that's alright. So I think what we're going to do is this. We're going to take into account, we're going to do some negates instead of the auguries. I'm going to put a few of those in just to keep Prince Vegeta 740 honest. So like I said, this is a turns deck, but when it doesn't do the turns, then it just becomes a regular Izzet deck that you can just hammer with. So I wonder if we'll get the chance to do it. Not with that hand. Alright, well, we'll take our chances, because this one's got the gambit, so... There we go. Alright, cool. Boom. Alright, augury is okay. Thirsting Roots? Yeah, okay. Seed Shark is good. But we need to make sure we've got a counter in hand before we do anything. Reckoner Bank Buster. Okay. Oh, they are mana shorted. Okay, so they've also got that. We know for a fact that they've got the Fires of Victory. So, okay, and they found the land. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Doo-da, doo-da. I am gonna cycle this, so doo-da day. Okay, there it is. And there's that. Okay. Seed Shark. And now we do this to that. Okay. And we do that. Okay. Now they have Fires of... More than likely they've got Fires of Victory. Because that is just the way my day is going. So... As much as I hated using Light Up the Night on the goblin that produces mana, I think it's a good... That was the right play. Okay. I'm gonna convert this. Transform it, whatever you want to call it. And they'll zap my Seed Shark. That's fine. So what we do is this. Create a... Discard 2 cards. Well, that's no fun. So I think what we're going to have to do is discard this and this. Okay. And we'll just do that. Alright, cool. So we have the Mind Splice apparatus. We might be able to get that down next turn and see what they do. Okay, now do a Strangle. Alright. Are they gonna try to draw cards? Ooh, there's a Mind Splice. Let's try it. More than likely, okay. If they do a make disappear, they're gonna have to sacrifice their Kikajikers, which they just do that. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll transform that. We'll swing. Okay. And another Strangle. fun. They'll swing with the Keeker Jeekers. Okay. So I think... let's do this. Let's see if they counter this. They didn't. Alright. Okay. In response, we do this. Thank you. I haven't seen any abrades out of them. So... that could be a thing. You do it. Oh, come on, man. Yikes. Yeah, we're gonna take action. Jeez, brother. Killing me. You have the... they've got the responses for everything with this deck. So, you know, this is what it is. Alright, I think we do the Thrumming Bird. Discard that. Do you have another negate? Nope. Okay. There's that. So they've gotten rid of... wow. We only have one Mind Splice apparatus remaining in the deck. So... is what it is. They're keeping their hand rather full, too, so that's a problem. Wow. We got responses to everything. And they'll buff, they'll crew the Bank Buster. Okay. That helps.
Stopping tyrants like you is kind of my thing.
I'm only gonna do one.
Haha, you're toast!
No, we don't want to do that quite yet. Now this, they'll kill that with that. So that was probably a little bit too ambitious on my part. But they they don't have the flashback. They don't have the flashback for that. But they do have the Fires of Victory. Which will take out my Chandra. Okay, well, you know, it's hard to play against decks that it's just like... and luckily for us, we get another Chandra, so how about that? Alright, let's do this. Let's do... two of any color.
We can do this together.
Alright, and I don't think we can do this. Can we? No, we can't. Alright, that's alright. That's alright. So we'll just chill with that for now. Maybe you might see the turns here. We'll see what happens. Unless they've got like 3 lightning strikes, which would be just absolutely danged annoying. But they more than likely are going to have a your counter spells here, so. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, doo-da, doo-da. Alright, so you got that. Alright. Well, we might be able to get the extra turns off. So, we'll see what happens. Alright, we might get this.
Let's go big.
Well, you can't have a Spell Pierce, because that will, so we got 2 turns. Now, let's do... that.
You've awakened the inferno, buddy.
So we get 2 extra turns out of this. is that? I thought that was an extra. Alright. Alright, ooh, Chrome Host Sea Shark is fun. Actually, no. There's a ring in there.
Back off! No turning back now.
Get that. Boom. Okay, cool.
Feeling this'll work.
Experimental Ogre. I may have misplayed that, but that's okay. We'll take a Eurobrask. Sure. And we'll add that. And into the fire we go. All right, we got him. So there you go. We got that one going. That was a struggle, but we got it there. We got it there. All right. We're keeping this one because you actually get to see the turns and how it works. So, did I misplay some things? Yeah, probably, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, Prince Vegetas 740. All right, so we'll go at least 2 and 3 with this deck, which isn't a great record, but hey, it's a fun deck. We're here to have fun. Like I said, you're my Magic Miscreants. You like to play stuff that might be a little bit different, so I'm not liking this. Especially because we're going to be taking damage quite frequently with this build. So, we're going to mulligan this one. This one's slightly better. Light Up the Night is definitely a good one to have. So, we're going to do this instead. Depending on what Prince Vegeta does. No, I don't want to ship the Eurobrask. I think we're just going to ship the throwing bird. Okay, not too bad. At least draw some removal out of them if that's the case. Please don't draw into any blue. Dag nabbit. Okay. I'm gonna go Light Up the Night on this. Okay, good stuff. No. Not gonna give them an extra thing, so. Oh, they shipped lands. Okay. Third Path Iconoclast. Okay. You sure you want to cast another spell here, buddy? Are you sure, Private Pile? Yep, you do. Okay, there's a Strangle. Okay. That's fine. Down Eurobrask and see what they do. Interesting. Purple Wizard. Purple Master Wizard, eh? Okay, cool. I think what we do is this. Let's draw some cards and see if we can draw a counter out of them. Oh, hey, how about that? Oh my. Check it out. Do that. Yeah, absolutely. And then we do this. Do this. Fun. Swing. Do you block? Nope. Okay. So now you can see what Eurobrask brings to the table in this deck. Okay? So you can't really do Fires of Victory here either, so, Let's do this. Let's do Experimental Augury. What are you doing? What are you doing? They're thinking about it. Okay. Can't really proliferate, but that's alright. We'll take a gambit. Now the question becomes... Yeah, let's try it, at least. Okay. Swing. And let's see what they do. They can try the indestructible route here, which I think is what they're pondering. Yeah, okay, so they'll take that in indestructible form, and they'll block. Okay, that's fine by me. Because that's fine by me. But now, do they have a buff? No, they don't. Okay, so... Okay, cool. They don't have a buff. Oh. Alright, whatever. You never let me... This guy doesn't let me have any fun. Seriously. Seriously. Whatever. Okay, no counters there, so that's good. Siobhan Reef. We can take an extra turn. Liking that. Take another extra turn. Urabrask is fine. As much as I didn't want to do that, that did give us a little bit of an advantage there. So... I was okay with that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's what I gotta say to that. Okay, they do have a light up the night. That's a little bit... Oh, they went for Ren and Stimpy instead. And unfortunately, I can't use that, so... Meh. This could get tricky. These next few turns could get really tricky. Because now you get Ren and 7 down, which I haven't seen in decades, quite literally. I've not seen that one in a while, to be completely honest.
Calm the trees.
So, yeah.
From root to canopy.
That's a problem.
Trees
However... Okay, you got your Celestis and your Make Disappear. Okay, so... Really? Okay, so now what we do is this.
This war ends today. Use it wisely. You won't win so easily. I'm ending this fight.
Okay. Swing. What are you gonna do? Okay. There's that.
I have other groves to tend.
So, what do we do? What do they do? That's the next question. Thrune! Oh my goodness. Well, that's fun. Cannot be the target of non-green spells your opponent controls. Okay, so they're gonna beef this person up. Swing in. Okay. That's alright. We lose our Chandra, but that's okay. This is fine. Discard this. Wow! Just wow. Alright. You know, if we lose this, it's not for a lack of trying. That's for dang sure. That Thrune is going to be a problem. But we're just going to have to see what happens next, kids, won't we? No blockers. Okay, experimental augury. What do we find? Let's go with a big score. Reason I did that was because inevitably we're going to draw into something. And the more we can find our... This is exactly what I'm looking for. Activate. Keeker Jeekers is going bye-bye. That. Boom. Alright, well, let's see what they can come up with here. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Whatever. Works for me. Bingo.
Well, someone had to save the day.
Bye. Alright, let's go to the postmortem. That was epic. Whoo-wee. I don't know about you, my magic miscreants, but that was an intense best of 3. This is an intense deck. Ooh, even if you don't get the turns down, you still can make some awesome stuff happen with this deck, and I'm so psyched that I get to show it to you. Props to MBacons for giving me this idea. This is it an improvement upon his deck? I don't know. I do think the Chrome Host Seed Shark does give us some flexibility as far as like our aggro stuff, and where we're running so many of these cards, these non-creature cards, it certainly can come into play. So play around with it, have fun with it. I know I have a lot of fun with this deck. I really do have a lot of fun with this deck. So if you like what you saw, you like what I'm bringing to the table, leave a like, leave a subscribe. But as always, my magic miscreants, may all your draws be godlike, may all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your day.